Another journey is waiting. My backpack is always ready. Nothing that much I have. So, what else to say? Let's go. Мороз и солнце. День чудесный. Еще ты дремлешь, друг прелестный. This is Pushkin, if anything. Oh yeah. Hey guys, Matt here is Fit, and this is yet another trip coming around with Warsaw Global. This time I'm going to Piotrków Trybunalski, which is located in the neighborhood voivodeship, Łódź voivodeship. I haven't been to that before, so as usual, the journey promises to be interesting. You know what to do, so without further ado, see you at the train station. Rephrasing the famous Bob Marley song, no water, no cry. So yeah, I bought the water just to stay hydrated during the trip.
As in previous cases, our group met at the platform 3 closer to our departure time.
We usually meet together in the train, but this time I got a separate place, so I should be settled well, feel comfortable during the journey. Which is also a benefit. Sometimes we need to be introverts if we want to ensure that we depart from Warsaw and come to any city, wherever we go, comfortably. And I'm very confident about that. After all, the sun is shining. Now it's time to take a nap. This is what I usually do when I go to any journey. At least it should be comfortable. Yeah.
The journey from Warsaw to Piotrków Trybunalski takes around 2 hours by train. We purchased one-way tickets because organizers were to choose whether we come back earlier or later, which wasn't a novelty for me. A cold sun highlighted positive things about snowless winter, and I knew that the trip is promising to be right. We reached our destination at 10:53 a.m. and gathered together in one spot to see what we can do next.
There we are. Already missed the sign of Piotrków Trybunalski, but it doesn't matter because time is 10:53. Already there. Now heading with others towards the city, seeing what it is and what attractions were prepared for us in advance. So there it goes.
The first phase of our trip was the sightseeing, yet with Richard, who organized this trip in his role of a tour guide. Not only he guided us through the city, but also shared some information about places we've been to. The city met us with the tower and the monument of the engine placed in the opposite of the train station.
Sadly, the English translation is already faded out because of time. So it's said that it's a centrifugal pump. I knew that there would be some industrial influence in Poland, so trying to understand the meaning of location of such objects here. Yeah, good old industry from Tsar Empire. Oh yeah, Kodak. I recall I used to have a camcorder of that firm when I was 11. Just picking it says documents, ID photos. So yeah, but Kodak attracted me well. So the first glance, the city is relatively small, although I've been to small cities before. It's only a couple of streets and nothing more. But the deeper I go there, the more I'm about to explore that it should not be restricted with this view only. And that's the point.
Speaking up front, the city turns out to be of churches and cinema, and you'll find out soon why. Here we are near the All Saints Orthodox Church, the only Orthodox church in Piotrków Trybunalski, with a small garden next to it.
I like this church. The first impression is every city has a church. This church is an exclusion.
Okay,
So beautiful.
let's give you a look. In the city you will still find traces of the first Sejm congresses. This is where Martin would be useful. The first bicameral parliament. What that means.
This guy must be a great tour guide.
On a walk through Old Piotrków you will see tenement houses in the
As you're about to enter the church, I assume that taking pictures inside will not be allowed with the camcorder. Of course, with the phone would be possible. So I will instead display some of them when I'm gonna edit this video. So you will see it inside. Unfortunately, the door is closed. But the good thing I noticed about the church is that this is Orthodox one. I'm of Orthodox confession, so I'm glad that in Piotrków Trybunalski there is at least one Orthodox church, which is with this small slab crossing the main cross.
Almost in the opposite to it are the cross and the monument after the John Paul II. You may already be familiar with 2137.
Wow. These sidescape are so lovely. Yeah, to be honest, I really like some sort of this. Oh, I'm curious if it's Sesam or Universam. I don't know. They don't have Universam in Polish. But if I'm wrong, you can correct me in comments. But more or less, it's Sesam. By the way, the one in Warsaw is closed.
So
Ultimately.
normally they would play music, but they knew we were coming today. So they
Seems to be the
decided
Sesam, yeah.
cancel.
So this is the park named after John Paul II.
Okay, there's one more.
Richard's leading all along the way. This means have a wonderful day. Anyway, I guess the title of the video will be First Trip with the Tour Guide. And I mean literally. This one is the building of the regional court. To some extent reminds me of Krakowskie Przedmieście in Warsaw, just to compare. Or at least the one on near the Słowackiego Theatre. Szpitalnia, yeah, in Krakow. Damn, what I like about the city, whenever everything is so white, it can blend very well with the sunny winter. It looks like a paradise. I swear, this only adds contrast to me. All the time wanted to stay and live there. It's Europe in Polish. The building doesn't seem to be operating. Sort of theater or cinema. Oh yeah, this church is open. I saw that friends just went there. Recalling the trip to Podlasie, I will not take any video inside the church, assuming that it will not be allowed. Instead, I will simply share a couple of photos I made with the phone so that you will see it and get some impression just like I did. Oh yeah, this bench in the style of Va-Bank movie. If you used to watch Va-Bank, hit the like. Let's see how many of us did. Looks like we're about to enter the old town. Very typical view. Just when we step towards it, probably there'll be another old market. Or not, maybe.
Don't you see? It's a perfect aesthetic, actually.
Yeah, the guy on the left from my side said that this is definitely aesthetic. For me, it reminds me of Krakow, despite dirt and disorder just inside. Yeah, I was right. Va-Bank was shot in this town. Guess I should watch it once again. You know, very interesting. The city mall, Stary Areszt. But unlike other city malls, it's quite modest, only Sinsei logo. That's because it's a parking lot. Sometimes perspectives could be confused, I must confess. And Biedronka on the corner. By the way, did you know that Biedronka hits 30 years old this year?
Typical 2 to 4 story buildings closer to the city center.
Another movie captured there, New York at 4 a.m. 1987. Another one to the watch list. Another one, In the Darkness, 2010.
We noticed the melted snow dripping off one of the buildings, which made the impression as if there were some sort of mini waterfall in the city center, but not like, for example, the Niagara waterfall.
Another church, this time closed.
And next to it, a church.
And we're approaching the old town.
The market square is relatively small and reminds me of Rynek Górny in Wieliczka.
The installation of the birth of Jesus Christ. Eva Wants to Slip, 1957. The Marzipan Museum. So it says, welcome every Saturday at 12 to 3 p.m.
Actually, it starts in 20 minutes.
So basically 20 minutes more, we would go and take a look at Marzipan inside. This one is a commemoration sign of one of the Holocaust episodes in German, English, Hebrew, and Yiddish. Another one, Beer Brewery Museum.
This might be sort of the monument, but if you know it, please comment below.
Another no, this time it's Sanctuary.
Okay, so we have Mary.
This one reminds me of Krakow. Yeah, there's associations actually.
Name of the real person, not of the character.
This one is Agata's Treatment, 1993. In the meantime, behind the old town, there goes this street view. These new houses. And the perfect park. The Warsaw Battle, Or actually Bitwa Warszawska, since it's the historical event in Polish history, 2010. Jacob the Liar, 1997.
This small and modest building is the Royal Castle, our next destination.
And there we got a bridge view. The river is dry, unfortunately. Stepping that way. Another view. Another bridge over there. The river is still dry.
Near the Royal Castle there is a small garden with a playground, and there is also a stone monument dedicated to the first Sejm elections. Overall, this is the modest park as well.
Only the children's playground is newly renovated. So we went to museum located in that building. The entrance, as you can see, is 10 zlotys per person without fare reduction.
The exhibition begins with the realistic model of the historical city, followed by the local cultural items. The next phase showcases items themed after the Second World War episodes happened in Piotrków Trybunalski. Afterwards, there is a traditional village household part portraying both home comfort and nature surrounding it.
Especially like these drawings, these pictures where it says happiness takes care in the house when wife gets support from the husband.
Finally, the royal hall with the portraits of local reigns and a big throne where we dressed as kings and even took pictures of each other.
Here goes the traffic lights with the countdown display. By the way, in Russia we have only for the green light, but not for the red one. This one is a synagogue.
After we spend time in the city center, it's time to see outskirts.
It's quiet and chilling living sector in outskirts of Piotrków Trybunalski. Yeah, it reminds me of Krakow, reminds me of Warsaw. Whoop. Now I'm switching to the phone because my camcorder ran out of battery. So I'm gonna repeat what I wanted to say. This is the contemporary living sector in outskirts of Piotrków Trybunalski, which reminds me of similar ones in Krakow, in Warsaw, wherever the silent places are. So, ain't got anything to say about it. But the only thing I wonder about, where we go. So generally we are going towards the Bugai Lake, which turned out to be closer than we expected. And I guess there is a sense in this. There goes that lake. To chill out and stay in harmony with the nature.
A bit of snow is still lying on the sands of the Bugai Lake, which is equipped with small beach and 2 small pools, ensuring the resort function even for families.
So this must be the swimming zone, restricted by walking barrels, so that people would have enough space to swim within these borders. But the paradox is that behind these barrels there is another zone for swimming. Oh, I know why. Because ducks are swimming there. Ducks are allowed. Humans, please do it within the barrels. Okay. Paradox is solved.
As at any other beach, ducks are also fond of swimming, even under the coolest weather conditions.
And there's another one, but swimming is not allowed. Oh yeah, now I wonder where else could I have seen this type of street sign? Similar thing, it's like in Krakow. So in short, we are just going down the outskirts of Piotrków Trybunalski, so we've been to the center, but this is just the outskirts, the other side, with a minimum houses, a few fields and yards, which totally proves that it's so flat and special. Another river, less dry than the previous one in the center. It's like the river with one end, probably because the rest of it goes under the ground. And there goes the little man on a wooden log. Should be more light for this. Yeah. And this one is handmade wooden sculptures. And I must confess that it's very beautiful. And fairy tale-like. Don't you agree? Here is yet another park in outskirts. Really beautiful one. Reminds me of Saxon Garden. Sometimes it reminds me of Park Pobiedy, so the Victory Park in St. Petersburg. And with a few interesting features that I would be happy to show. And now I wonder who wins, left or right? Comment below. The rumors say that if I touch horns of one of them and make a wish, it shall come true. Now I hope it will come true.
Why not taking some healthy meal for ducks to feed those in a small lake? I didn't have some though.
Another church. This time it is built in a house. Yes, even these exist. Well, while we've been watching around, we didn't really know that we went toward the city center again. So this landscape proves it. We've been so hungry that we decided to search for a restaurant where we could take some dinner before we go back to Warsaw, because we plan to come to Warsaw earlier than expected. There was a dilemma between choosing the earlier versus later dinner, so that we could come later when we took the train. So we decided it would be better to go eat now, so that time would be saved for the rest of the day. With that being said, we went to center again, but this time we're going to some restaurant. Let's see which one will be our motive.
In the Community Szaferów restaurant, I paid 55 zlotys for spaghetti and gin tonic.
And what is interesting, the restaurant is located one step with the hotel.
While we were eating in the restaurant, sunset has made a beautiful and enchanting landscape in the marketplace.
It's already evening in Piotrków Trybunalski, so our hearts say it's time to slowly go back to railway station. I suddenly paid attention to one of the yards, and I thought it would be good to take a look at the inside. Just curious what's behind these buildings.
Well, with the sunset, it was time to get back to Warsaw, and we returned to the railway station with the tickets bought in advance. And we departed back to Warsaw at 5:24 p.m. Like many other trips we had together, this one was also worth it.
Overall, it was an interesting trip, and when the first time I thought that it will be just like other simple trips I've been to, this time I realized that Piotrków Trybunalski is the city of cinema and churches. This is how I definitely gonna title the video I'm gonna drop on YouTube. If you like this video, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and of course turn on notifications so that you won't miss out on any new videos. Here was Matt. Time for me to go home, so will I do. And I will see you all in the next videos. Take care.